Do you know who Amanda Knox is?
I just watched it.
Yeah, did you?
The whole thing.
My favorite part was the guy that was like that when the guy said when it turned out like no one had done any DNA testing or whatever, and the guy's like, dude, I wish when the Americans started to question our process forensically, it made me very upset. In the year 1308, this country was the birthplace of the American or the Western justice system or something like that.
Yeah.
In 1308 in America, they were drawing buffalo on the walls of caves.
That was
I thought that was so adorable. I love the idea that we were Native Americans.
Yeah.
Or cavemen, he might think that we were like cavemen. And I also love the idea that he doesn't understand that that's not you don't want to go to the older country for the forensics.
No.
He's like, are you kidding me? We invented eyeglasses. Of course we know whose blood splatter that was. No, you need lasers for that. You silly, silly feudal man.
It's weird to think that he really thinks that way about
I know,
us.
and it really goes to show you that he wouldn't have like a built-in shame. And then you go like, oh wait, what's so great about like we really adapted that concept that out with the old, in with the new to such an extreme that we suffer for it to this day. We have no foundational culture, but at the same time, we don't have a class system that's so entrenched that a lot of people are going, excuse me, we don't. But it, like in very, very European ways, class is like something totally like still like I think it's just baked into the system. And over here, it's like I always look at it like America is the Las Vegas of the planet. So it's like a ton of bad shit happening all on the sidewalk. Everyone like shaking their head, like no culture, just blinking neon, just everyone trying to out-gauche everybody because fuck you, I won, you lost. Oh, I'm up today, I'm down tomorrow, and it's like. Yeah, it's like in every way, every metaphor that would apply, and then everyone else is like, this can't last, and like it's about to blow up, and just waiting very patiently. And for them, the definition of patience is 400 years, you'll still be a flash of the pan if you're gone. And I'm like, we're on that schedule. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be right. These blue bloods. They're gonna be like, remember when the Americans were around?
They could be right. Hey, about Amanda Knox, what did you think of her boyfriend? I don't remember his. Sarati. Did you guys see the little documentary? I love documentaries. It's about this. It was in the news. I watched it in the news about this girl named Amanda Knox who was accused of killing her roommate while she was doing a study abroad thing in Italy, and they said she killed her roommate. I guess nobody knows about it.
Well, what are you going to ask about her? What about her?
Well, it doesn't really matter.
I think they all know about it. But
did you guys see it? It's on Netflix. Yeah. Some of you did? It's a one-time. It's a documentary. I loved it because it's one of those they do so well with those where I'm like, oh God, that bitch is guilty. They make her seem so crazy in the beginning. And within the first 2 minutes, she's making little meatballs with raw meat. I'm like, oh, that's so creepy. And why are they?
She's so gross. At the very beginning, she says she has the first word, and she says, "Look, the thing is, I'm different. I act weird. I talk weird. I react to things weird." And that had me in because I've always been terrified of my 911 call is going to be the one where they play and they go, "Listen to him. Why is he? What do you mean my girlfriend's head came off?" You say decapitated, and I'm going to be like, what the fuck do you say? Write a script for my 911 call. And then they're going to be, testy. And I'm just like, I know. And then they're going to open up one of many boxes in my house that will make me look like whether I killed someone or not, jail's not a bad place for me to be. Like, not a bad idea.
All the alcohol and all the pickles.
Yeah.
You don't just, I hope nothing bad ever happens at your
God,
house.
man. Just break into my house. Open any third box. If you really are an enemy of mine and you want to see me go down.
What about the first two? What's in that?
Just taxes. That stuff won't, that's fine. I didn't lose $1 billion and then write it off for 22 years. But then the next one is like, is that a sex doll? And how old is it? In both senses of the word.
Here are the two weird things to me about that movie, Amanda Knox, and about her, is that in the beginning, when they really kind of make her look a little crazy, she's got wide eyes, and she says a very strange phrase, something about, look, either and they set her up real nice, lit nice on a stool. I'm like, well, she's not in jail. That's my first thing. Is she in a jail outfit right now? She's not. So I know she did not go to jail, but she did. You have to watch it. So, and she says, either I am a crazy, sociopathic, psycho killer, or I am you. I'm like...
instead of innocent.
Wait a minute, but that doesn't make sense, because what does that mean? Because I am secretly a crazy, psychopathic killer.
Right.
You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you're innocent. I don't know what you meant at all by that. It's almost like she... That's when I'm like, okay, she's guilty. And then her boyfriend just turned on her right away. This is all spoiler alert stuff.
Well, yeah, because they use techniques that we're also familiar with here in the States because we have the world's largest prison population, and all of our TV shows are about the process of putting them in prison. And we are fascinated with it. And so most people in this audience, I think, could probably get through an interrogation. But a lot of the stories, like the South Memphis 17 or whatever the hell they're, like a lot, and the making of a murderer thing too. A lot of those stories have people who are either they're young or they're maybe a little on the lighter side of the intelligence. God, how will you say this diplomatically? What path am I going to take through that minefield?
They're like
they're either young
retarded.
or they're dumb. Or they just haven't. They've never ever considered the concept of oh, this is what the cops want. Like, I feel like I'm not saying we're all super strong people that could get through an interrogation. I'm just saying we would know when they sat us down in that chair that we have to, if we don't call our lawyer, we're absolutely fucked until the moment we do, and that every moment until then they're going to do whatever they can to make us say that we did something. And this guy, some Italian guy, was like really kind of just adorably hunky, and it makes you sad that he goes into one side of that black box and he comes out the other, just going, yeah, she did it, and fine, now can I go to bed? And then there's also but
remember what happened? He said he turned on her right away when the cops scared him into thinking that maybe she turned on him. Yeah, and then but he had these weird thoughts about everything, because when she got home that morning to her apartment where the girl was already dead, she took a shower.
And there was someone else's shit in the toilet that no one ever tested the shit. All right, just watch it. Just watch it. Yes. If you're like me, you'll be like you'll walk away like, no one ever tested the turd. It was like this grody. That was the thing. It's like, no woman made that turd. And I don't want to be sexist. Like, oh, they're so dainty. I'm just saying, they're fucking they have some standards. It was that was a gross fig turd that landed outside the water.
Outside the water.
I don't care who you murdered, you'd be like
in the bowl.
I'm not leaving this. This is not going to be my legacy as the person that killed this person. I want a corpse and a knife and some fingerprints, maybe a little DNA, but not this fucking.
They showed a photo of the shit. Yeah.
This fucking gross date from a bad Mediterranean.
But the big turn to me, and this is the part I found the most fascinating, was at the very end. He wanted to get back together with her.
Well, yeah,
he loved her.
In prison, yeah. He's like, yeah.
And she had a change of heart. She's like, no, I don't. Yeah, I would think that he would leave her forever and ever, right?
But did you notice this was before the Billy Bush was a household name? The household, he was more of a guilty pleasure shitty hot tub room name before that, but he Billy Bush is in that documentary. Did you notice you can hear his voice? I think, unless I'm totally mistaken, I'm thinking of the other guy. I think it was Billy Bush. You can hear his voice going because he's just being fed world. He's like, in the world there's a Foxy Knoxy, and she's like sitting down in the gallery or whatever they call it behind her table, and then he just and he's like, I don't know, it doesn't look that foxy to me. It looks like maybe she had a rough night. Maybe she needs a little more mascara. Maybe they don't provide that in Paris jails or something. Like it was just like random. I think it was him. I think it was his voice. Anyways, all right, who cares? That guy needs to be taken down a peg.
That was not him, by the way. And the jury's out with him.
Did you just fact check me?
I know for a fact. I remember that guy, and they showed him, and it wasn't, unless it was, can somebody fact check that? Because maybe, but I remember the guy, I can picture him, but Billy's weird because I happen to be following him on Snapchat.
And Billy Bush?
I only follow 5 people.
Do you mean you only follow 5 people, like you only follow 5-star people?
No, my kids and Billy fucking Bush. But it was before this whole Trump thing. It's because I'm weirdly fascinated by him because I've been interviewed by him many times. If I show up, I think he's at E, if I remember. He always vies to do my interview. I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, this guy really likes me. It's so sweet. But then I started thinking, or does he? Is he trying to get me? You know what I mean? Corner me like a rat. Poke my cage. What is he doing? And so I've been watching him like privately because his snaps are private, supposedly. And I've been trying to like assess to see if he's a real person, if there's actually a guy in the media out there that actually likes me. That's all. So I've been watching and watching and watching and watching.
Oh,
and then
no.
It's so
you
sad.
were following him because you thought he might be one of the good ones. Mm-hmm. And
the jury's still out because...
No, but the sad thing is it's just him. He's the only candidate. That's what's sad. You didn't have like Michael Ausiello on there.
No. There's people that I know kind of like me. This one's the one I'm like, I just don't get it. Is he tricking me and pretending to like me?